Moving right along to the final segment of this podcast, we have the BBC News, and you'll see that we have the BBC News because you're just looking at my beautiful face right now. But the Twitter board meets Musk to discuss deal, and that's what the reports are saying. This hasn't been confirmed. We should find out later today as recording this, um, but we'll probably be reporting on that next week if it comes out. Though, if you look at our social medias on like Facebook and whatnot, except for Twitter, even though I think you should go in there and like at least follow us just to piss Twitter off. Except for Twitter, we'll announce whether or not he bought it before we discuss it in the show next week, if it happens. Because they said we could hear about an agreement as early as today, but we'll see how that works. It's 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here. I'm not sure what they mean about Monday, because Monday is the time frame that constitutes Monday globally is not the same in every single location. So we'll see if we learn anything. But before I start talking out my ass and going off in a direction that this has nothing to do with, let's get into this BBC article. Twitter board meets Musk to discuss bid, reports say. Twitter's board reportedly met Elon Musk over the weekend to explore his $43 billion, £33.6 billion takeover of the social media platform. After the Tesla boss first revealed his bid, Twitter's management announced the so-called poison pill strategy to fend off potential hostile buyout, which if you're going to sit down after that and talk to him, I doubt you did, but this might have been just to give Twitter's board negotiation strategies to maybe get a little bit more money, and that's further noted by Musk not securing 43 billion but 46 billion. You know what I mean? After the Tesla boss first revealed his bid, Twitter management announced, Mr. Musk plans to finance his bid with the backing of U.S. lending Morgan Stanley and other financial institutions. A spokesperson for Twitter declined to comment on the reports. Details of how Mr. Musk intended to finance his offer, which were disclosed to U.S. regulators on Thursday, made Twitter's 11 board members seriously consider a possible deal, according to the Reuters, the New York Times, and Bloomberg, citing anonymous sources. I mean, if he has all the money to buy, like, he could buy stock from people directly, and there's nothing you could do. I mean, if all the other shareholders buy stock and sell their stock, they don't have stock, they're no longer shareholders. The poison pill is irrelevant anyway. So it's only a stopgap measure. It's not necessarily an end-all, be-all to stopping Musk from taking over Twitter. But that's a different story. I digress. Mr. Musk owns more than 9% stake in Twitter, has lined up a $46.5 billion financing package for his bid, according to the regulatory filings. Funding will come from a mixture of his own assets and the backing of Wall Street's banking giant Morgan Stanley and other firms. A number of Twitter shareholders reportedly contacted the company after Mr. Musk announced the financing plan and urged to not miss the opportunity for a potential deal. I mean, I know Mr. Musk probably has the money to prevent this, but thinking about Wall Street owning our Twitter is not, that doesn't sit well with me, actually. But they only took it if he defaults on the. But I digress. A number of Twitter shareholders reportedly contacted the company after Mr. Musk announced the financing plan and urged it to not miss the opportunity for a potential deal. Takes action on Musk's bid. Musk not sure if Twitter bid will succeed. Dan Ives stop being retarded, Badoc. Dan Ives, an analyst at investment firm Wedbush Securities, said many investors will view the discussion as the beginning of the end for Twitter as a public company, with Musk likely now on a path to acquire the company unless a second bidder comes into the mix. A hostile takeover attempt by Mr. Musk, who is the world's richest person, would put further pressure on the board with their backs against the wall in this Game of Thrones battle for Twitter, Mr. Eves added. Yeah, because how are they going to get a better offer from somebody he's the richest man on fucking earth. He's probably the world's, if SpaceX went public, he's probably the world's first walking trillionaire with a net worth in the trillions. Nobody's going to come close to fucking his bid. Nobody. Earlier this month, Mr. Musk refused a seat on Twitter's board, which would have eliminated the shares he was allowed to own. He may have made an unsolicited offer for the company on April 14th. The next day, we've already covered that stuff. The next day, Twitter's board announced a plan to protect itself against potential hostile takeover by adopting what is known as a limited duration shareholder rights plan, also known as a poison pill. We've also covered that. The move deters anyone from having more than 15% stake in the company, and it does this by allowing others to buy additional shares at the firm at a discount. A takeover bid is considered to be hostile when a person or business tries to take over another company against the wishes of the target's management firm. But what if there are no more shares to buy up? Because he buys up all of them. Because he has the money to buy up all of them. So what if he buys up all the remaining shares? There are no more shares for other shareholders to buy at a discounted price. Unless you dilute your stock purposely, which will violate your fiduciary duty to making your shareholders money. I think he backed them into a corner. I really don't think they're getting out of this one. I think they're going to have to accept, and that they're probably trying to make more money out of him, or trying to get him to accept or weasel some certain fucking censorship policies and stuff like they want to keep in place. Like, I think he should buy it. He should own it. I think he should unban absolutely every account, and then start from scratch with the new laws that are not biased, because Twitter is biased. You can fucking tell me it's not all the time, but when they allow fucking pro pedophile tweets, when they allow Antifa to fucking issue threats, and they ban me for making a sarcastic remark, telling somebody not to fucking kill my hopes and dreams as fucking threats or whatever, there's a fucking problem. Don't tell me Joe Biden might not die is not a threat. It's a sarcastic joke about how happy I am that he may have caught COVID and not be in office. Not that I want anybody to die. I don't want anybody to die. It was a sarcastic, dark comment. I'm sorry that I like dark humor. I'm sorry that it kept me alive and sane in Afghanistan and Iraq. And I'm sorry to be a veteran. Well, I'm not really sorry, but you get what I'm fucking saying. I really hope he does, because Twitter is the new town square, and that needs to be free and open for all public discussion. I'm just fucking saying. Thank you for checking out this clip of my Thought of the Day podcast. You can catch this podcast every Tuesday through Friday at that'sonpoint.info by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how winning is done. New clips go out daily, and we can't do this without you, so we appreciate your support. With that being said, consider joining for $5 a month, and you get early access to the uncensored version of this, early access to our weekly That's On Point podcast, and access to exclusive content only for members. All the money that we receive is going to go funnel back into this to hire more journalists and do more things for you guys, because that's how winning is done. It really is. We got a merch store and stuff. You can help there, and if you can't help via money, you can always just leave a comment, and share this out there, because that helps us more than you can immensely know. That's the best way to help. Just leave a comment, and share. And if you're listening to us, leave a review. Leave a good review. Help us boost us in the podcast ratings and get us up there, because that's how winning is done. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.